Okay. 846. He began to explain what exactly is Ahavas Hashem, that a person yearns. What's an indication a person is a spiritual person? Ahavas Hashem is a very advanced level, correct? So if a person has a yearning that he wants to be more involved with spiritual endeavors and have a greater relationship with Hashem, so the yearning and waiting for that and wanting that, that's an indication of Ahavas Hashem. And he says because people have a likeness, they attract to what they're involved in. So the more spiritual a person is, the more he gravitates in that direction. Now we're holding top 846 on the very top line. When Hashem implanted or attached the neshama into this earthy physical body, because he wanted to test the human being, how the person will conduct himself. It says something interesting here. This is the Rambam. Person has an obligation to care for his physicality, for his body. You're not permitted to deny to a point where you're going to actually cause damage to the body. The neshama has a responsibility to care for it and to bring about things which are beneficial to the body. Because of the partnership and the attachment which is nitpa b'neim, which is implanted between them from the beginning of the growth, from the very beginning of a person's existence. When a person has a sense what's beneficial to his body, and he's perfecting his physicality, you should pay attention to that, and you should desire that, or yearn for that. That you should seek out tranquility from madvi gufo pagov, the afflictions, the madvi, the diseases of the body and its afflictions. As a person, when he has an illness, you want to seek out the doctor. So when the person, even in a state of health, when he is healthy, you want to seek out methods to maintain the body to be healthy. And you should put in place who will accommodate that and who will be concerned for its welfare. And when the person the soul has a sense, it has to enlighten itself and empower itself, meaning the spirituality of the person. You should be drawn through, bizimosa means through strategies. And you should attach your mind to that, to focus on that, and you should be cognizant. You should desire for kosefeslo. So a person who has Ahavas Hashem doesn't mean say you should ignore your physicality. You have a responsibility. You have to live like a responsible person because that's the way Hashem wants you to live. Be fully responsible. That's what you have to do. That's the reason why I always mention Rabbi Shlomo Lanter. What is a masmid? What is a masmid? So he said, in Rabbi Yisrael's words, in Yiddish he said it. Me essen Zeit, me davenen Zeit, me lernten Zeit, and me schlaften Zeit. You do everything in its proper time. There's time to learn, there's time to daven, there's time to sleep, and there's time to do everything. Well, I'll stay up till 3 in the morning, and I'll miss davening, because I'm a great masmid. That's not what you're supposed to do. You have an obligation to live as a proper Jew. So whatever is demanded of you, that's the way you have to live. So if you have to maintain your health, you have to eat properly. You can't just ignore it. You can't live irresponsibly. That's his point. We spoke about precious, right? Abstinence. We never spoke about abstinence where a person, as a result of denying himself, he's become sick from it, or not well. Never discussed that. If that's going to be the case, one's infringing on the other, that you're not permitted to do. It depends on each individual. Well, one person needs, another person may not need. Or at a certain point, you're not ready for it yet, so you have to wait. You may never be ready for it in terms of where you're at. It's not simple. Speaking about at 10 already, it's another level. I need to earn $300,000 a year. Why? Because that's what he needs. Because he has needs. But the question was, what's the basis for the needs? So and he's honest. What he chose for himself, that's what he needs. But who says that choice is a proper choice? It's the same thing. The Kevich Adover Kane, since factually a person has to address his physical needs, that's a fact. Vayukruya guf rabim, and the needs of the body of many. Utsrocho velmashi imali machsoro masmidim imashos v'itim, and his needs to accommodate his lack are continuous hours throughout the day and many times. Lo hoisa nefshi chol lamod ma'in lo b'chol zeh. And he says, and the soul cannot stop attending to the needs of the body. Because there's no moment where he could, what does he say? Could be relieved. Nitra nefesh binyoni gufa me'over haruyim lo u'misyachsim ba'atzmo. He says the soul becomes preoccupied with bodily matters and is kept away from its true loves, which are the same nature as itself and are unique to its essence, determine its happiness and its final place of rest. Asher behem hatzlochoso b'nevei hamargoa. You know what this reminds me of? What he's going to say is the story of Rabbi Salanter. When he originally introduced the Musa movement, he had tremendous opposition. Who opposed him? I'm not talking about the Haskalah or irreligious people. Great Talmidei Chachamim. They opposed him. Why did they oppose him? They said it's a waste of time. Once in a while you have to learn Musa. But to have a set time to learn Musa continuously, you could be studying Gemara at an advanced level. So Rabbi Salanter, every Shabbos, he would have like a question-answer period. People would pose questions to him. So one person posed a question, a real misnagid Lithuanian Jew, and he says to Rabbi Salanter in this public forum, he says, if in an hour I'm able to learn 4 blot Gemara, which this person was, should I designate that hour for learning Gemara or should I study Musa? So what do you think Rabbi Salanter says? Ernie. So he said to him, you learn an hour of Musa, you'll find another 4 hours a day to learn Gemara. That's what he said. It's your value system. You're preoccupied to that degree, and you're concerned at a certain level, because that's your value system at that moment. But if you have a true love for Hashem, everything takes on a whole different light. Does the body really need that much pampering? You put things in balance. Person doesn't work, right? He's a student. So he sees life differently. All of a sudden now he gets his first job, and he knows that if he wants to advance in his field, you have to live a life a lot more seriously. All of a sudden, all the time he had before, he realizes, in retrospect, he wasted a lot of, it was his unnecessary involvement. He had more leisure time than he needed. He occupied with things which weren't necessities in his life, although before he did see them as necessities. Takes on a whole different understanding. It's not he's abusing himself now. It's a whole different perspective of what's important, what's not important. That's what he's going to say. The moment you have a great understanding of spirituality, although the needs of the body are continuous, but what are the true needs? And what has to be addressed now, or what can be addressed later? To be continued.